The Ukrainians are using our and your children.
Wagner soldiers arrive along the Latvian-Russian border. Many Latvians here receive Russian state television, and with it, Putin's propaganda via satellite and internet.
Dear friends,
Drown the children, drown them.
there will be nuclear war.
Threats of war drift across the border from Russia. That worries Maria Dubitska. Like her, 1 in 4 Latvians has a Russian background and speaks Russian. The war in Ukraine has been polarizing Latvia more and more since it began. We're losing our friends. We're losing our neighbors. It hurts. The propaganda is like a poison that divides our society. 66-year-old Maria and her son Yanis have lots of Russian friends and acquaintances. Russian media is blocked in Latvia, but Russian speakers have found ways to listen in, and since the invasion of Ukraine, a war of information has been raging full blast, they say. A music video by deputy to the Duma Denis Maidanov on Russian state television extols the power of the Samart missile, able to deliver nuclear warheads as far as the United States. All at once, President Vladimir Putin turns up with a direct threat to use them.
Yes, for humankind it'll be a global disaster. For the world it'll be a disaster. But what do we need the world for if there's no Russia?
A demonstration of Russian power is directed at NATO. There are many people in eastern Latvia who feel closely tied to Russia, says Maria Dubitska. She feels differently. As a Latvian, she's proud that her country is now a member of the EU instead of the Soviet Union. Her father was once deported to Siberia, she says. The war in Ukraine is bringing back sinister memories. Some of the people here are expecting war. That's completely absurd. Ideas are going around about the Soviet Union making a comeback. And now some are even hoping Russia will come here too. And all these politics are broadcast straight into the heads of people here. This kind of Soviet nostalgic fantasy is being resurrected in Rezekne, especially among people who feel left behind. The highway connecting Riga and Moscow runs through here. Nearly half the town's people are Russian speakers, and many of them find ways to watch the banned Russian state television, even if since the war broke out, few will admit it. Are you satisfied with the Russian media? Very satisfied. How would you evaluate the quality? Excuse me, I must go.
Nowadays, it's better to leave this question unanswered.
You're afraid to express your opinion. They foam at the mouth with hatred.
I watch Latvian television.
Both sides have propaganda.
Experts claim that Russian propaganda is trying to influence the large Russian minority in Latvia and drive a wedge into society. But that could also be an overgeneralization.
Russian-speaking population in Latvia is not homogeneous. There are people, they are stubborn, they don't want to learn language, and they have more like pro-Kremlin-leaning opinions, versus there's the whole generation who was born and raised during the independent times, and they are quite loyal European thinking, though they of course use Russian language in their households.
Latvia is in an especially exposed position on NATO's outer edge, another point the propaganda doesn't miss. As an example, on a talk show on Russian state television, a former military officer spells out how Russia could invade Latvia and the other 2 Baltic republics step by step.
The Kaliningrad Army Corps and the Belarusian forces closed the Suwałki corridor. Simultaneously, troops from the Western Military District push into Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania. A new government is formed in Latvia, Lithuania and Estonia. the National People's Republic of Estonia, National People's Republic of Latvia, and the National People's Republic of Lithuania.
Все.
Talk like that is meant to send messages of fear. But Maria Dubitska won't be intimidated, and she's demanding that the state do more to stop Russian propaganda. We want to live in freedom on Earth. We don't want to be ruled by anyone. We have the right to live in self-determination here. That's very important. Maria Dubitska's hoping she won't lose any more friends and acquaintances. She enjoys her free time in the countryside, far away from Russian propaganda.